Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. What if the smallest trading strategies weren't locked away in hedge funds? Arrash Yasavolian is the CEO of Taoshi, one of the top performing AI trading networks built on Bittensor, an open source blockchain where value flows to real, useful innovation, not just hype. He's here to break down how AI, crypto, and decentralized finance are coming together to open up investing for everyone, not just the insiders. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me, Rocco. Excited to be here.
My third guest on the pod in these 200 episodes, this would probably be 202, that can speak Farsi. What? I don't know what it is, but I love it. All right. Okay. So for those new to Bittensor, right, can you sort of just tell us what it is and why does it matter?
Yeah, so, we've lived in this world with crypto I've been in crypto since 2017, and we've had this world of crypto where a lot of funding has gone to a lot of projects and not a lot of useful things have been built. And Bittensor really prioritizes building usable things. So
where is that money? Where is that money?
Yeah, we don't know. It's disappeared. Okay. Yeah, it's in the in the ether, you could say. Okay. So, with Bittensor, the whole idea is products or projects are incentivized via rewards emissions for creating useful commodities. This is very different than kind of what we've lived in crypto for a very long time. The whole purpose of Bittensor is useful commodity production, driving revenue back to your token that's associated with your subnet. So Bittensor is composed. Everyone goes, what is Bittensor? What is the point of Bittensor? And Bittensor is really composed of a lot of projects. It's kind of like this AI incubator in a way, where every subnet slot, there's 128 subnets, and every subnet has its own token, and every subnet is competing against every other subnet for emissions. So the emissions is to power your network. So you put together a problem, right? You're saying, okay, for us, it's provide us the best trading strategy on a risk-adjusted basis. So we pay miners, participants, emissions, rewards in our our token that's provided by the overall network Tau for giving us those best strategies, right? And this expands to everything: compute, providing various compute resources, GPUs, essentially creating GPU marketplaces, serverless compute. I mean, inference. This goes beyond just what we do, but really to touch any commodity that could be produced.
Okay, so how is Bittensor sort of? Who decides what happens and when, and if someone oversteps the mark? Is there a DAO? Is there someone in charge? I mean, it's
actually a capitalistic marketplace.
Yeah,
it's a free market.
Yeah. Okay.
So every subnet has its own token, and the way that emissions are split is based off of whoever buys the token, right? So it's essentially funding. So people can stake their Tau to various subnets, which they think are the most valuable. It's kind of like a swap. You can think of it that way. Okay. And so they're staking it, and it's a Uniswap pool. So essentially, you're swapping your Tau and staking it with a subnet. And by doing so, you're driving up the value of that subnet to get more emissions. So you're putting money on the line, your Tau, to support a subnet. And you believe the value of that subnet will increase with time. And so it's kind of like when ERC20s first launched. It's like you could swap from ETH to ERC20s. It's kind of like that world, but for actual useful commodity production.
Okay. Do you know what the value currently is of Bittensor? Not of Bittensor, but of the projects and everything, all the tokens inside of this ecosystem. Do you know?
Yeah, it's slightly more than the current value of Tau. So it can exceed the value of Tau in terms of the value of the network.
Yes,
but it's slightly more. I think it's 10 to 15% more than the current value of Tau itself.
And what is that?
I think it's around $3.5 to $4 billion across 128 projects.
Holy smokes! That's okay. That's ridiculous. So how does Taoshi fit into that ecosystem?
So we slot in on subnet 8. So we've owned, we were one of the first to actually launch on Bittensor. And what we've built is a decentralized prop firm. So we're just one of 128. And what we've created is we're flipping prop trading on its head. So typically traders, good traders have two avenues, right, to go find funding. One, they can go launch a hedge fund, which has a lot of regulatory overhead. It costs 100 to 200K. You're probably going to have to run in the Cayman Islands. And then you got to bring on clients. You
I don't think people realize.
I
don't think people realize how hard it is to start a hedge fund.
It's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard. It takes months. It's incredibly difficult. The other avenue is prop firms. However, prop firms run pretty much all their clients on their B-book, meaning that they are counter trading their own users. So they have predatory practices to try to essentially ensure that their traders are not good, which doesn't make sense, right? And so their main model for making money is registration fees. That's how they make their money. So they want you to fail. 95% to, I think it's like 95% of traders fail the registration fee, and like 99% never get real payouts.
Why?
So even if you pass, because they end up getting liquidated on their account because they hit max drawdown. Meaning like they don't. If you hit a certain drawdown, usually in these prop firms, you're eliminated from.
No, but isn't that their problem? Isn't that sort of the trader's fault?
There could be predatory practices like stop loss or stop limit hunting. So they could intentionally try to liquidate their own users. And that's happened. Predatory practices exist. So essentially traders are, and then how much funds can you get from prop firms, right? Like 200 to 400K. So you're limited on the amount of funds. You're facing predatory practices because prop firms want you to fail. And so it's a misalignment. And so what we built is a decentralized version of that. We said, we want you to succeed. We want you to get higher levels of funding. And essentially, you just come trade with us. You provide us your trading signal, and we'll pay you out based off if you're a good trader on a peer-to-peer basis. So if you have strong risk-adjusted returns, you have a real trading strategy. You're not just throwing pasta against the wall and seeing what sticks. But you have something legit. We want you to come to our network, and we will pay you way more than the prop firms could pay you. We pay out $20 to $25 million annualized. And we want your trading strategy, because what we're doing is we're then taking those top trading strategies from our network and we're combining them into a singular strategy, and we're taking it to market on a SaaS platform. So we're essentially saying, give us your trading strategies. We'll take the best ones. We'll form it into one strategy, and then we're going to allow the world access to it via a subscription model. And then all our revenue from that SaaS platform goes back to our token to fund it. So we have a flywheel. Essentially, traders come to compete. We get the best traders. Those traders' signals, when they long or short the market, it gets combined into a singular strategy, and we take it to market on a SaaS platform that anyone can get access to. And so that's what we're building.
That's kind of wild. Is there anything out there? Is it a new concept? Is it sort of something that has existed but just been refined? Because I haven't heard of it. So decentralized problems never existed. This is novel. And it's incredibly exciting. As a trader myself, as a quant myself, I've always wanted something like this. I was hit with that hedge fund versus prop firm challenge and kind of saying, where do I go, right? Where's the best option here as a trader? And so this was ideal, right? If this existed, I would have come to compete on it because we can pay out such a large amount of money. And then on the SaaS platform side, it's called Glitch. And like a money glitch. And so the point of Glitch is to open up to the world. And really, if you think about it, if anyone has that, like generally speaking, the people that have access to hedge funds that could run a really sophisticated strategy have to be accredited investors. They have to be worth a certain amount of money, right? And so there's a limitation. There's a gateway. There's you're blocked at the gate, right? Yeah, it's gatekeepers. It's your traditional gatekeepers. And why would they want you in anyways?
Yeah, and so they're like, you have a little amount of money. We only have 100 seats at our hedge fund. We're not going to accept you. Yeah. And to the really, really successful hedge funds, it's even harder to get in. You have to know connection. It's very hard. And so we want to flip that on its head because retail investors have been kind of left on the sideline. They've been given access to martingale strategies that implode. They've never been given access to really effective trading strategies with high risk adjusted returns. It's just never existed. The best thing they have access to is like a Vanguard, right? Or a Wealthfront with like a robo-advisor, which just tells you to put money into T-bills, right? I mean, that's generally the recommendation. Like there's nothing that gives you actual strong risk-adjusted returns. Choose if you want to get more aggressive. And so in that way, that's never existed either. The masses have never been given access to really efficient trading strategies. So our tagline is built for the many, not the few, because really we are trying to build a kind of an open hedge fund.
Okay. How does it differ from platforms like eToro or Robinhood giving people signals, or someone or third party giving signals indirectly, I guess?
Yeah, so this is an automated trading platform. So you just literally, a few clicks, you sign up, you choose your brokerage or exchange that you want to trade using Hyperliquid. You just plug in your Hyperliquid credentials, automated trading. You don't have to do anything. It's just it was point and click configuration inside of our platform, and it'll automatically trade for you using these strategies. So from your perspective, you don't have to do anything, and it'll automatically trade with. And again, I will say the big difference between what you could get anywhere else and what you get here, because there's copy trading. A lot of those strategies, they're driven to implode because they're not very good strategies. I mean, otherwise they would, go another route in terms of how they get their funding, and there's no real consequence to them for imploding, right? So that's also a problem. So from an incentive point of view, copy trading has really not been an effective way for retailers to get access to highly efficient strategies. And so for us, we're building that. It's really the strategy component mixed with the fact that it's point and click configuration with automated trading. So it's non-custodial. We don't take your funds. You just sign up, you put in your credentials, what exchange you're trading on, and boom, automatically trading these highly effective strategies.
For like crypto, do you support platforms like Binance and Coinbase?
Yes. Yeah, so we actually integrate with all major exchanges. So right now it's Binance, Bybit, Hyperliquid, DYDX, WooX, and then we're adding OKX, Kraken. We might have already added them, to be honest, and Coinbase. So all of them are getting added.
Wow. What role does AI play for you guys? Is it something that you are using, or is it something that you're looking at?
It's used in really two ways. So our traders are typically quants. So they're highly effective strategists that are using machine learning underneath the hood. Usually something like an LSTM model. And so generally speaking, they have a quant team. They have traders involved on their quant team. And so they have like a fully robust alpha team that they're essentially competing with. So from an input perspective, there's machine learning used in terms of signal production. On the output, our validators on our network actually are going to be competing to create strategies on glitch, not just us. So essentially, we are the benchmark strategy, and we'll allow validators on our network to try to outcompete us. So our validators, and they'll be using machine learning essentially as a layer, a component, to try to learn from signals to create better strategies. So on the input and the output side, there's a level of machine learning used.
What's the reward for them outperforming you?
So we actually, the way it works on our network is the traders put down collateral. So you have to put down collateral and alpha token.
Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. Exactly. Yeah. So you're a good trader. Say you didn't want to create a hedge fund and you want to go this route. You don't have to deal with any of the regulatory burden. You literally just go and compete, right? Great for you. And you can put your money where your mouth is. If you're a good trader, you can trade essentially on millions of dollars and get paid on that millions of dollars. So it's as if you're, running we're going to scale that to tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So you're going to essentially scale like a hedge fund operation running as a miner on our network. And so it's highly, it's great for the traders, great for us. So you're putting your money where your mouth is in terms of running your strategy. Yes. If you fail, the network collects a percentage of how much you put down. So we collect 50%. If the validators beat our strategy, our benchmarks on glitch, we pay them out using a percentage of that 50%. The rest of it gets burned. So we don't take that 50%. The rest of it actually gets burned to the network. So the incentive alignment here is burn from collateral received. So if you're a bad trader, you're from a tokenomics perspective, you're driving up the value of the token. Yes. Or you're paying out validators for using the high quality signals of the network to beat our benchmarks for a go-to-market.
I read somewhere that you just capped subnets. Is that true? Or Bittensor, capped subnets. Yes, subnets just got capped at 128. I think it's generally, we had a lot of subnets coming in. And it's right now, they did the same thing. We did the same thing when it was 32 and then 64, and now it's at 128. It's just to produce, essentially there's a deregistration. So if your subnet's not producing quality, commodity, it'll get replaced by something better. So there's just, it's a quality control, right? Like let's shut down house a little bit, check everything, and then we go.
Yeah, let the market figure itself out a little bit first and stabilize, and new projects come in that, have been maybe building in pipeline on testnet, and to replace existing projects they may not be producing, and then we'll continue to move forward. So this will expand from 128 to 256, 1024, etc. So there'll be more and more subnets.
Why did you choose to go that Bittensor route, and why didn't you sort of build your own chain or a more traditional protocol?
It handles so much infrastructure for us. Bittensor is incredibly valuable in that way. It already has the incentive mechanism, the rewarding mechanism, right? It emits on a schedule just like Bitcoin. So, and it also already handles the releases of tokens for us, alpha tokens. We didn't have to launch our alpha token. The network owns the alpha token in the slot. And so we are just run open source infrastructure on top of that slot. And so, again, from an infrastructure perspective, it makes it super easy for us to just get up and running. And so that's why I found it
that's awesome. That
better than getting everything up and running myself.
Yeah, no, that makes so much sense. For the rest of the year, last question before I let you leave, what are some of the goals you still want to hit? Is it onboarding not new, I don't know what to call them, users, but it's not investors or traders. What is it? What are some of the goals that you want to hit?
Yeah, so one of the things is we are going to be making a massive push to become the biggest prop firm in the world. So we want to outcompete all these centralized prop firms and disrupt them. So that's step one, is let's get all the best quants inside our network. So that's a level of marketing and strategy.
I was about to ask you, don't you need a lot of money to do that?
Yeah, so the first step is creating a nice UI, right? A wrapper around the subnet, because right now, in terms of onboarding, it's kind of hard, right? You have to buy Tau, and then you got to swap it into the alpha token. You have to understand how collateral works. You have to run your own server, and a lot of traders, they just want to trade, right?
I was about to say they just want to make money. Sorry, but they're not interested in doing techie, nerdy stuff.
Yeah, so we've created a UI wrapper around our subnet, and we're rebranding that for go-to-market, and then we're heavily advertising via that UI. So that's our gateway. People will not know that there's even Tau involved. Everything's in US dollar. So it's going to be in stable coins. So it's really easy to get started as a trader. So that's really the main method, is advertising a real kind of new type of prop firm with its own UI and easy to use interface, right? So that's one. And then the second is bringing users to Glitch, right? So we have this pipeline of increasing talent, and then it's kind of up only on the performance of our strategies. So as new users come on, it's known that the strategies are only going to get better and better as our the input gets better and better. And so we already have very good strategies, but it's really, again, just up and to the right. That's really what's going to happen on the Glitch side. So driving more users and becoming an RIA in the US is something that we're doing right now. So in the next 60 to 90 days, we'll be an RIA in the US, so we can onboard US customers.
Cool. How old is the company? I say company, entity. I'm always not sure what terminology to use, because it's not so. It's so untraditional. But yeah, let's say for arguments of this question, how old is the company?
We launched the subnet, the decentralized prop firm, in April of last year.
Okay. And what sort of was your biggest learning or curveball from operating a little bit more than a year?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What was the biggest curveball? What was sort of the biggest learning where you had to pay a bit of school fees or something? Because there had to be somewhere in any startup.
Absolutely. The biggest and most difficult part of running a subnet is your incentive mechanism. Just like how Bitcoin has an incentive mechanism, every subnet has its own incentive mechanism. So how do you get true alignment between what you're looking for in terms of a risk-adjusted strategy versus what the traders are providing you? Yes. So it's a difficult thing to solve for. What are you trying to really get from a risk-adjusted strategy in terms of performance metrics? P&L, high Sharpe, high Sortino. These are critical components, but how do you mix it together? And so that's been a major component of what we've been trying to solve for over the last year. And then obviously collateral being a big component of that, because now you're trading on your own funds. Well, that changes the game in terms of P&L. So, just refining and improving and constantly improving our incentive mechanism to truly align what we're looking for performance metrics on the glitch side. That's been the biggest
trial and error.
That's the biggest challenge with any subnet.
Was it trial and error or something more specific?
A lot of simulations, building out infrastructure for simulations. Okay. That's a big component. The other is the pipeline, right? So to glitch. So I would say one is the incentive mechanism. And the second is, okay, how do you get this high quality data from the subnet now to glitch's infrastructure to share to the world? So building the SaaS platform has obviously been a big endeavor too. You got to get sub-second latency. So you got to get these signals from these traders from your validator, and then you got to pass it through a pipeline to use some sort of a model, and then you got to distribute it to all these users, right?
Because it happens so fast. It happens so fast.
It happens so fast
in real time.
Yeah. So it's got to be sub-second latency. So how do you build that pipeline, right? Okay. And then obviously everything is non-custodial. So you have everyone running their own accounts. So how do you build that pipeline? So that's been the other big challenge. So we've solved pretty much all of it at this point. Everything is done. We've already been running glitch in beta. It's coming out of beta now, so we're onboarding hundreds of users a week. And so our plan right now is just mass market.
Man, that's so awesome. It's a brave new world. Arrash, thank you so much for joining me today. If the listeners want to go and connect with you or Taoshi, where can they do that and get involved into decentralized prop trading?
Yeah, you can just go to our website, Taoshi.io, and you can, there's links, all sorts of links to get started if you want to get started trading, and also to just find us on Discord.
But we'll also put all the links in the comments here somewhere. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. And we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
But my voice won't last. The world's on fire and it's burning fast. Oh, the world is on fire, it's breaking me down. Rubble on the skyline keeps painting this town. I tread through the chaos, no answers will sound. Oh, the world is on fire, nothing to be found. Dreams collapse like towers in the night. Fear's a thief hiding just out of sight. Every breath feels heavy, every sound's a fight. The world is shifting, am I losing light? Oh, the world is on fire, it's breaking me down. Rubble on the skyline keeps painting this town. I tread through the chaos, no answers will sound. Oh, the world is on fire, nothing to be found. Dreams collapse like towers in the night. Fear's a thief hiding just out of sight. Every breath feels heavy, every sound's a fight. The world is shifting, am I losing light? Oh, the world is on fire, it's breaking me down. Rubble on the skyline keeps painting this town. I tread through the chaos, no answers will sound. Oh, the world is on fire, nothing to be found. We dance on embers, we laugh through the dust. The cracks in the system erode all our trust. I hold moments that quickly combust in this fiery world where nothing is just. Let the flames take the night, I'm done with the haze. Through the ashes I'll walk, through endless maze. Die for world, oh, the world is on fire, caught in its gaze. Tomorrow maybe we'll find better days.